Silent. Let's do some spooky, ghosty, poison boy stuff. Ooh, Rare Relic. That is probably the best Meow option in almost any circumstance. Losing all gold for a Rare Relic. Like, Rare Relics should cost, like, I don't know, 300 gold at least. And that's, like, if you're spending the opportunity to go to a shop. And here you're, like, not spending any opportunity, only spending 100 gold to get a Rare Relic. And Rare Relics pay off, like, super big early on. If you get, like a fossilized Helix, like, it's time to go. It's going to be a good run. This is, like, probably the best option on any character. Upgrade card is fine. On Silent, you can get Neutralize upgraded. Helps you out a little bit in your Gremlin Knob fights. Max HP plus 6 is pretty similar to how we started off the Ironclad. But we did that because all the options were bad, and here all the options are good. Random Rare Relic I talked about just a second ago. It's great. And swapping out for a Boss Relic is actually pretty good on Silent. It's not as good as it is on Watcher, but it's pretty good. But clearly we're taking the Rare Relic here. I guess let's look at the pathing first, see if anything changes our mind. I'm not sure what would. 3 fight, 2 question mark path over here. You can get 3 elites in act as long as you take this one. A little bit light on fires. Kind of a dangerous path for Silent. So we might end up going right. A couple more question marks on that path. No extra fires, but question marks. Or we could just skip an early elite entirely and just get these 2. Or just go for only 1 elite. But that would be sad. Alright, well, let's see what the Rare Relic is. Gambling Chip. Gambling Chip is insane on Silent because we get 7 cards on turn 1, so we get a huge amount of deck control. So we're going to be really good at setting up, like, turn 1 Noxious Fumes type stuff. So maybe we can take this dangerous path. I think we should at least start there. We could make it a little bit safer by going through 3 question marks instead of 3 fights. That way, if a question mark turns out to be a fight, we end up doing the whole easy pool. But then if we miss a fight, then we go into this elite fight with potentially no extra attacks, which is probably pretty bad. Alright. What we want to do this turn is Strike, Strike, Neutralize, Survivor. So let's get rid of 3 of these. I'll keep 1 just in case. Yeah, okay. Well, at least we kept 1. No lethal. So we will just take 1. And now we have lethal. Great. Alright, floor 1, Flying Knee. Seems good. Flechettes, I feel like, is a trap. I've talked about Flechettes being a trap before. I can talk about it more if people are interested in that. It is pretty good with the relics we have. Turn 1, we can try and get a lot of skills and do a big bursty thing. But I like Flying Knee a lot on floor 1. Could remove a strike, we could upgrade it in Neutralize, or we could transform a strike. I think upgrading Neutralize is pretty good. Let's get that weak rolling. Are you Digital Tormentor? Are you asking to hear why Flechettes is a trap? So Flechettes, in 1 card, pushes you in like 3 different directions. The text on Flechettes counts the number of skills in your hand. So you play a deck that you want to play a deck that has a lot of skills, but then the effect of Flechettes is a multi-attack, right? It attacks multiple times, which inherently it applies your strength and damage multiple times. So if you have a Flechettes in your deck, you want to have strength scaling so that you can pay off the Flechettes. But then you want to You want to have strength scaling and then no attacks, so that you can maximize your skills, so that you can get Flechette's procs. It's just not... It looks like a way that you can scale your damage, but it doesn't turn out to be that. It turns out to be, like, sort of a backup damage source in, like, a late Act 2 deck that's, like, full of skills. It's like, that's not really the situation we're in right now. Okay, so we're going to keep 2 defense as a backup, and flying knee. That's our, like... We'll do this if we don't find Survivor, but we found Survivor. Alright. No attack this turn. We just do our max damage. We found Survivor again, so that we don't take any damage. We have lethal. Just barely. Okay, Poison Stab is great. I think Poison Stab and Flying Knee are probably in the running for, like, best damage commons in the game. Maybe, like, Empty Fist. Empty Fist is pretty good. But, like, Flying Knee's energy manipulation on a common attack, and, like, Poison Stab does 9 damage the first turn, and then, like, continues doing more damage. Like, Poison Stab's kind of insane. I think we're going for the extra fight. This was not a fight, right? This was a... Was that a fight? We only got 2 card rewards. What happened there? I just do not remember. Did we, like, skip the light or something? First we fought a... we fought 2 slimes. And we fought a jawworm here. Something happened in the middle. Oh, right. Yeah, that's such a nothing event. Yeah, that's right. That's how we got the neutralize upgraded. I looked at my deck and saw only 2 new cards, but I wasn't looking for the... that event, it just doesn't... Okay, so if that had been a fight, we would go for the question marks, but it wasn't, so... that event just, like, never sticks in my brain. It just doesn't seem like an important thing happened. We'll keep all the damage. But if we get a Poison Stab, we'll play that instead. Oh my god, we got all the damage. Wow, really great start to this cultist fight. But that's the thing, like, if we have Ring of the Snake Gambling Chip, we have a great start to every fight, right? This Silent is, like, way better at hallway fights than normal. Reflex works with Gambling Chip. That is technically a thing. Sneaky Strike also works with Gambling Chip. Those are both fragile combos, though. They only work on turn 1. Actually, Endless Agony also works with Gambling Chip, because if you draw Endless Agony, you have an extra card in your opening hand. So you get to discard both and draw 2 more cards if you want to. So we'll take the Endless Agony. Let's see. Let me look up the faces really fast. I don't think there's any of them that, like, give you a writhe or anything, but I always forget, so... I know one of them, like, weakens you at the beginning of each thing. One of them gives you extra gold. One of them does nothing. Raise your max HP. Start each combat with weak. Next chest is empty. And 50 gold per question mark room. So the bad one is... either steal a relic or start with a weak. I don't see any particular reason why that's good for me right now. Do I give him health for gold? Are we going to a shop later? We're probably not going to a shop later, so I think we're just leaving. The knobbly one himself. Do we keep a Sender's Bane just to exhaust it? We're pretty likely to get a way to spend our 3rd energy attacking, so I think I'll keep the Ascender's Bane. Yeah, we did. Okay. Just keep swinging. How often is Colorless Potion 7 damage? I think pretty rarely, unfortunately. There's a 6 damage attack. There's Hand of Greed. Hand of Greed does it. There has to be more, right? I think there isn't. I think there's the only attack colorless cards are Swift Strike and Hand of Greed. Huh. Weird. Sometimes it blocks. Colorless potions aren't great. I'll give it a shot. Okay. Well, Panacea would have been useful in the past. I guess I'll use Mayhem just to make sure we lock it up next turn. Ooh, okay. Marbles, huh? Whew. Skewer Backstab. Eviscerate combos with the gambling chip. We're on a path here for a pretty explosive turn 1. Backstab works pretty well with that. Yeah, I quite like Backstab marbles. Skewer's really nice too, though. Yeah, let's take a Backstab. Alright, we're not super healthy, but I think if we rest here, we might be able to get through the other elites. Given that they are not Gremlin Nub. Alright, so how much damage do we have? If we do Backstab, Triple Strike, the strikes are doing 9, so that's 27 from those, and then this is going to do 16. So 27 plus 16 is 43. Almost. Let's go for it. Try and find something better than a strike. Okay, we did. Okay, so 16. Now we have to do the math to get it done optimally. So we have the 3 strikes are doing 27 plus the 16 is 43, and then these are doing 6, so we'd be over by 3. Being over by 3 is probably just fine. But we could substitute one of these for a strike, and then we do it perfect, I believe. So it should be Backstab, 2 strikes, and 2 Endless Agonies to perfectly kill a Jawworm. Yep. Neat. And we got the weak on the Acid Slime. Payback for all those times that Acid Slimes have weakened me. Ooh, Catalyst. That's shiny. It's not really a turn 1 explosive style thing, but turn 1 explosive Silent really only gets you through Act 2. You're not going to win Act 3, turn 1. I shouldn't say that. I think you probably can win Act 3, but you'd have to take what is it, like wrist blades and like ninja scroll and stuff to get that crazy, and like bottle a choke or a finisher or something. Speaking of choke, yeah, I think Catalyst is in the deck. It doesn't combo with any of the relics or any of the cards particularly. I guess it technically works with Poison Stab, but just Catalyst is almost always in successful Silent decks. And if you don't find one, you're often really sad, and I would hate to skip it, and then later be like, I never got offered a Catalyst. Oh wait, except for that one. Yeah. I think Smiling Mask is probably better than Skip. we probably have an opportunity to use that once or twice. Alright, 45 health. Are we good for this elite? I think so. This is a kind of a hard path, though. Get 3 hard pool fights in the middle of 2 elites. I don't know. We'll give it a shot. We got some good potions. Alright, we've got a ton of damage here. This is about the max damage we can do. So we've got 16 from this, plus 6 from these, so that's 12. 12 plus 16 is 28. Plus this is going to do 12 itself. So 28 plus 12 is 40. Plus another... this one does also 12. So we did 28 plus 12 to get to 40, and now we're up to 52. That certainly breaks him. And then we've got an additional 9. So we're doing 61 damage. Okay. Learn Ed to find anything. Okay, so remember that number, 61. That's our max max turn 1 damage. Unless we like add something that does more damage than a strike. Actually, yeah, the next time we add a damage common, the number changes, but whatever. Maybe we never add a damage common again. I don't think we want any of these. When I look at the boss at the end of Act 1, Hexaghost is the one that changes my behavior the least. Particularly for Silent, Slime Boss changes your strategy a lot. You're like, well, I can't really poison him unless I have a Catalyst, which I do. And Guardian is like, we can't focus too much on attacks because we need to be able to block during his damage return phase. But Hexaghost, you're just like, I don't know, take a bunch of damage, try and kill him. He's basically just like a really big Act 1 elite who has some weird health shenanigans. I think we're skipping all of these. I don't think any of them are particularly good. We do have the upgraded Neutralize for Heal Hook, but that's not enough to convince me to take it. Maybe if we had a Leg Sweep too. Dodge and Roll is fun, but you kind of need like a couple of Leg Sweep or a couple of Footworks before it's really good. And Sneaky Strike is way bad. Okay, Sentries. We don't get to do our crazy turn 1 combo against Sentries because they have an artifact charge. Although we do have a Fear Pot, so we kind of do get to do it. I'll keep 2 defends and look for some more damage. Catalyst is pretty useless. I think we are going to use the Fear Pot. Try and kill him before he attacks. Most efficient way to kill him is 12. And who's the next target? We're not killing the guy at 45 health before he attacks again. I doubt we're killing the guy at 42 health before he attacks again, but it is possible. So we'll go for you. Is this Catalyst? I guess we're Catalyst now. It's not doing any more damage later. He takes 6 then 5. It's 11 total. So we'd have to find 13 damage next turn. It's not impossible. Alternately, we could Flying Knee him, and then he's at 16 and takes 5 and goes to 11, so it's the same total. I'd rather get Catalyst out of the deck. It's pretty unlikely that the Flying Knee extra energy matters. Let's see, he takes 6, then 5, that's 11, so he's at 13 If he takes 4, then 3, that's 7 more, so we have to do 4 damage to kill him in 2 cycles. We did not find enough, so we're just going to do 1 strike to him, and then we're going to switch so that he dies before his next attack. Survivor Neutralize blocks out, exhausts 2 dazes, and does a little bit of damage. He's dead right on schedule. The Catalyst ended up doing significantly more damage than the Flying Knee. How much health do we think we're getting out of this Swift Pot? The maximum value is 7 health. It seems like the most likely outcome is we kill him with 2 strikes. This is always happening. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikes, and 13 cards in the pile, or 6 strikes. Poison Stab totally counts. 6 out of 13. We have to draw 2 in 3 cards. Not super likely. So I'm just gonna take the 7. Get him next time. It would have worked. Interesting. So that turn 1 is we're cranking up the gas on that a little bit more. Second backstab. Am I going to regret taking a second backstab? I don't think I am. I think it's just going to be really good. People are going to be vulnerable and end up taking 33 damage from a backstab on turn 1. Bag Marble's pen nib setup. Alright, this is my limit though. I'm not taking a 3rd backstab. Okay. Triple Louse. Backstabs kill Louses. They do 16. So we only have to deal with 1 of them. I'll keep a strike and a defend because I'm fine with double defend strike if need be. It looks like it need be. Should good kill this turn. Yep. Alright, Piercing Wail is great. It's super good against Hexaghost. It's actually pretty good against Sentries, although I guess we can't get Sentries again. I should have thought more about how to set up Pen Nib in that fight. Actually, I think there's very limited amount I could do to set up Pen Nib in that fight, now that I think about it. If we take Piercing Wail, we are able to block Hexaghost really well at some point. And that's good enough, right? It's okay against Lagavulin, and it's pretty bad against Gremlin Knob. I think we're okay against Gremlin Knob already. Alright, these are doing 16, so that's 32 damage. We only need 10 to kill the Jawworm. We have it with the Flying Knee. So let's just get rid of these and 1 of these. Hopefully find something better to spend energy on. We did. Now we have to think about how to do it efficiently. 12 plus 16. Okay. So the quantities we have are 16, 9, 12, 12, and another 9. So two 16s, 2 12s, 2 9s. 2 9s is 18, plus a 12 is 40. It's not very convenient. If we turned... yeah, there's no convenient way to maneuver that. Okay, so what about 32 plus 12? That only wastes 2. Yeah, I think that's the most efficient thing we're gonna get. And then we can put the poison on the spike slime for future value. If we catalyst, he doesn't die, right? Because he goes up to 4 poison, then takes 4, 3, 2, 1. It's only 10 damage. 4 plus 3 is 7. Yeah, 2 and 1 is 7. Okay. No, yeah. 7 plus 3 is 10. So we can't save the pen nib. Because we don't have any non-attack source of damage. So let's just walk out and play as many as attacks as we can. Which I think is going to be like endless agonies and stuff. Okay, we're going to play 2 attacks. The most we can do. I don't see any reason to take any energy manipulation or a slice. Right? No, that's good. That's just all bad. Yep, skip. I would love some poison. It is Gremlin now again. We could play Piercing Wail just to get rid of it. I think that's a bad idea. I'm a little reticent to get rid of a strike. I would hate to not be able to spend all 3 energy. We do have a Swift Pot, but Swift Pot is pretty useful in Gremlin Knob already because you're trying to avoid skills, so I think I'll just take the conservative line here. Take the conservative line, does 65 damage on turn 1. That seems aggressive. Okay, so now we need the Swift Pot, right? Can we get lethal with Swift Pot? Is that possible? Max damage is going to be Poison Stab, Flying Knee, Endless Agony, and Strike. So this is going to be 9 plus 8 is 17. Plus the Endless Agony would do it. Endless Agony is 8. We could miss one of those since we have a strike in hand. We can't miss all of them, though. So that's always getting played. These are always getting played. Oh, shoot. Pen nib. Okay, well, we got lethal, so whatever. I apologize, pen nib. We got our potion replaced, too. We just got the exact same one back. I would love to take a defensive option. Is it backflip? Backflip seems good. Alright. We're just above a hexaghost breakpoint, which is unfortunate. There's a breakpoint at 24, and we're at 26. If we rest, we gain 19 health, going to 45. And we pass the 36 health breakpoint, but not the 48 health breakpoint. So it's pretty good heal. We end up healing for 13 net, because we take 6 net damage from Hexaghost on turn 2. Or we can take an upgrade. Upgrade on Catalyst seems like a pretty big deal, but it doesn't really do anything right now, so it's a bad idea if we think Hexaghost is going to kill us. I don't really think Hexaghost is going to kill us, though. I don't know, though. We have kind of a front-loaded deck. Like, a lot of our damage exhausts. Both Backstabs and the Endless Agony all exhaust after they're played. So maybe we upgrade Poison Stab. It's a pretty good upgrade. Might even make the Catalyst useful. Okay. We might die to this, it's possible. We have to draw at least a little bit well. We get a massive head start, so. I'll keep the 3 energy spending attacks. Alright. No better time than the present. 74 damage turn 1. Seems good. Piercing Wail comes up right on time. Gotta love that. We've set up Pen Nib. We can't really do anything with our energy this turn. We could Swift Pot to try and draw back to Poison Stab as quickly as possible, and eventually maybe do a Poison Stab and a Catalyst that actually does some reasonable poison. I'm afraid of Swift Potting and then drawing Neutralize and then being like, well, crap, I don't want to Pen Nib and Neutralize. I think I'm more concerned about wasting energy than I am wasting the Pen Nib charge, so I will do it. Alright. Catalyst for 3 is about as good as I'm expecting it to do in this fight, so let's just do it now. Strike Survivor seems good. Blocks out, does some damage. I'll take 1 to develop some damage. Why not? Up to 8 poison. Not too bad. Backflip helps me spend my energy attacking. Yeah, Pen Nib Strike is fine. Yikes, this turn hurts a lot. We don't have any decisions to make, so we just take it, I guess. Alright, looks like he's gonna get his big attack off, and we're gonna die to it. Yep, we did not have enough damage. All that turn 1 damage is not enough. Okay. Let's, sorry, let me eulogize that run a little bit. I said that he didn't have enough damage, so that's not really a sufficient way to talk about it. So I kind of got baited here. I saw, like, all this turn 1 stuff was happening. I was like, Gambler's Chip and Bag of Marbles, and I was, like, way better at turn 1 than I'm used to being with Silent. And I tricked myself into thinking I was better at fights than I was. I kind of realized it right before we fought the boss. I was like, uh-oh, all of my damage exhausts. These backstabs and the, Endless Agonies and the Catalyst all exhaust. And so I didn't have very much damage in the deck. By the end of the fight, I was like down to pretty much a basic deck with like a Flying Knee and a Poison Stab. Backflip. The Piercing Wail was gone too. An upgraded Neutralize. And that's just not good enough to beat Hexaghost. Yeah, we really needed to find like a Deadly Poison there. We didn't find it.